Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Justice Command TV. One thing that I know Raila Odinga will not be in a hurry to do is to abandon William Samoei Ruto. William Samoei Ruto had given his all, and Raila and Ruto were co-joined in the hip like Siamese twins. Looking at Raila Odinga, he is a free man, however. He's like a single person who is actually free to mingle and have new friends. He's not tied again to William Samoei Ruto. But what I'm saying is that most likely Raila will look at a number of factors before he make the second move. And whatever that move will be, it will be about Raila's interests, personal interests, before the interests of the nation, before the interests of our countrymen. So what is likely to do is to look at all sides where he's likely to benefit most. And when you look at it, Raila already is in government and already he is benefiting. Looking at it, you are likely to see Raila demanding 50% of the government. If William Samoei Ruto want to keep Raila Odinga on his side, in which case I know William Samoei Ruto would try to do everything possible to have Raila endorse him for the 2027 general election. For this to happen, Raila is likely to give serious consideration and conditions. And that's why I'm saying some of these conditions could be having 50% of the government. And this would mean reorganizing the government. And I think William Samoei Ruto, the way he has come out to be, he is a risk taker. He can do anything possible as long as he consolidates power. He can do anything possible for him to win the second term. So this is not something that would be very, very difficult for him to do. So when you look at Raila Odinga, though he is likely to go to any side, chances of remaining with William Samoei Ruto are extremely high. But most likely, he's also going to look at the political formations that are taking shape in this country. And looking at William Samoei Ruto's prospect of winning are becoming slimmer day by day. So he may be forced to look at the other stronger formation. And you see, the opposition has not come out strongly to show us their side. And when you look at the opposition, so far, that formation is actually very shaky, very weak, standing on sinking sand when you look at it critically. So Raila is not likely to be in a hurry to join that side. But if by the time they prove that they can win, he can decide to throw the weight behind that formation. And again, when you look at Raila Odinga, he'll be now free to talk. And a free Raila is lethal. Any government would like to have Raila on its side. Because what is likely to happen, Raila is likely to find himself in serious conflicts with William Samoei Ruto's diehard supporters. Those Akina Sudi, those Akina Murkomen, Akina Farouk Kibet, they are likely to be at loggerheads with Raila Odinga, because you see, Raila Odinga will always try to move where the people are. And once he starts criticizing William Samoei Ruto, that will be the end of the beginning. That will be the end of that dalliance with William Samoei Ruto. And they are likely now to move on different directions. But it's a question I want to pose here to you guys. Can Raila and Gachagua unite? Can they work together? Because when you look at the days ahead, the coming days, one thing is very, very clear. That the candidates who will have Raila's support and Gachagua support is likely to carry the day. If these two guys can unite, because definitely they'll be kingmakers. Everybody will be looking at William Samoei Ruto, where he's getting the backing from. But because I know he cannot get the backing of Rigathi Gachagua, if Gachagua and Raila unite to make a candidate president, William Samoei Ruto must be very, very much afraid. These two guys will be the kingmaker. These two guys, that is Raila and Gachagua, they're the people to watch. If there are people who are going to influence the outcome of the 2027 general elections, it is Rigathi Gachagua and Raila Amolo Odinga. Though Raila's support has been winning, the fact that he has a huge following behind him, and if he decides to throw the support, his support to a certain candidate, then it will be very, very interesting. So, what is there are three scenarios that can make Gachagua and Raila unite. Number one, if Raila declares his candidacy and he says that he's going to be on the ballot and contest for the presidency, Gachagua can easily decide to support Raila Amolo Odinga. And if that happens, then they have to work together. If that happens, Raila is likely to win. I've noted that anytime the Kikuyus and the Luos unite, the results are usually very, very encouraging, and the endings are actually very, very sweet. The victory is usually very, very sweet, as it happened during the independence when Jomo Kenyatta and Jaramogi Oginga united, and again in 2022 when the two leaders united, and even again after 2027 post-election violence, the Luos and the Kikuyu somehow united, and the country was able to move forward, and a lot of development was realized during that time. So Gachagua can easily support Raila, but the big question is, would Gachagua's followers agree to support Raila Amolo Odinga as the president? Only time could tell. The other thing that can make these leaders unite is if Raila supports a candidate who is actually not William Samoei Ruto, in this case somebody like Matiang'i, and then Gachagua decide to throw his weight behind the same candidate. Gachagua and Raila Amolo Odinga would find themselves working together, and that candidate, as I said, is likely to win. Again, if Raila decide to support Kalonzo, that because you see, Raila and Kalonzo had worked together, and they know each other very well. If Raila decide to support Kalonzo, and you know what we are seeing is that Gachagua has a soft spot for Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. In fact, that is the man he prefer to be the next president of this country. If that is going to happen, then Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka must be very, very happy. You know, in politics, they are not permanent enemies. Anything is possible. You know, I've seen people arguing, you know, this one cannot happen, or this one cannot happen. Who would have thought that Raila and Ruto would work together? Who would have thought that Uhuru and Ruto would actually come to an agreement at a certain point? Who would have thought that Gachagua would be impeached 2 years down the line? So in politics, never rule anything out. Let's see, because you see, what is going to happen is that the politics of this country are going to change because of Raila's comeback. Have a blessed evening. Bye-bye.